There we go. Hey, welcome everybody. And for those of you that are not on live, this is why I'm recording it, so I can send it out to you. So, why do we add in nervous system exercises and vagus nerve exercises to circadian principles? Because when our circadian rhythms are off, our nervous system is off. And depending on how long you have not slept, can determine how off your nervous system is. And I feel that life is just stressful on its own, so why not share nervous system exercises with all of you? Because at some point, something's going to happen, and you're going to have this in your back pocket, which is fantastic. And I learned these exercises, and I continue to learn different ones because I'm in different courses. And I would do them as I was transitioning and learning circadian biology, learning how to sleep again, because there were some nights I would sleep, and in the beginning, some nights I would not sleep. And I would do these exercises not only when I couldn't sleep, but I would do them during the day, because you don't want to do them just when you're like, I can't sleep, or oh my gosh, I'm so stressed, or all this. You want to start introducing them in your day. And you don't have to take a lot of time. You can take, I always say this when I'm on, you do them when you're going to the bathroom. You do them when you're watching TV. You can do them when you're lying in bed or when you wake up or, you're at a stop sign. Just start adding them in. And nervous system exercises comprise of many different things. There, of course, is breath work, somatics, brain retraining. We're going to do a vagus nerve exercise today as well. And I always say, do the ones that you like. Maybe in the beginning, like me, you didn't like any of them. But you'll notice that maybe a breath pattern is easier for you to do than another one. So choose that. Don't choose something that you find really, really difficult, because you're just not going to do them. So let's begin. I like to do them outside. You know me, I'm outside as much as I can be, because for me, the more outdoor time I have, the better my sleep is. And I'm blessed that I can be outside. Um, and as I talk about this in my ebook and in the sleep reset, in the circadian reset, we make two types of melatonin. We make melatonin during the day in UVA light, and as you can see, it's cloudy. It was raining a few hours ago. Doesn't matter if it's raining, cloudy, sunny, foggy, thundering, lightning. It's best to be in UVA light when you can. And then the second type of melatonin we make is in total darkness. And we need to be in total darkness. For those of us that have insomnia, you need to get back to light and dark to cure your insomnia. If you are not in total darkness at night, you are going to continue to have sleep issues. And I know it's difficult. I know it's difficult. People don't want to give up TV. They don't want to give up their phones. They don't want to give up those lovely LED lights that are everywhere above them. And again, it's a choice. You don't have to give them up. But if you want your sleep to come back faster, the faster you give those up, the faster your sleep is going to come back. And I'm going to be honest, like from 4 years ago to now, my life has totally changed. I very rarely watch TV. I don't miss it at all. I much prefer sleep. I do not miss our LED lights. We've gone back to incandescent. We have beautiful red ones at night. We have orange, red. To me, it is so soothing. I went to a friend's and she had every LED light on, and I literally felt sick to my stomach. I thought, how do people have these lights on at night? It's disgusting. But that's just me. Yeah, I listen to audiobooks, I listen to podcasts, I have a bath, I sit outside, I do totally different things now instead of just binge watching TV for hours and hours and hours at night. I mean, to me, there's 3,000 channels and nothing on. So let's start with a vagus nerve exercise. Our vagus nerve is our longest cranial nerve. Starts back here and it runs all the way down through heart, lungs, into our digestive tract. So I've done this one before. If you know it, great. If you don't know it, this is going to help you. And if you are like me, I never used to yawn, ever. Like for 30 years, I never yawned. I would be exhausted, but I wouldn't feel sleepy. And so I started doing this exercise in the morning and before bed. And when I first, it's called the Rosenberg eye exercise. And when I first started doing it, I could not elicit a yawn or a sigh. And I thought, oh boy, something is so wrong with me. But 6 months later, I elicited a yawn. And that's the whole idea is this exercise engages your eyes and your vagus nerve to bring you into parasympathetic, out of sympathetic. So into rest digest. And the whole idea of it is that you clasp your hands together. You can do this lying down or sitting. You put your hands behind your head comfortably. You keep your head straight. So we're not moving our head. We're only going to move our eyes. And the first movement is we're going to simply keep our head still and move our eyes off to the right and up slightly. Don't go too far. You may feel like that's just too much. If you get a little dizzy, then don't look as far to the right. And you are going to hold your eyes off to the right and count silently to 60. Unless you yawn or sigh before you get to 60. So, hands clasped. Do not move your head, just move your eyes off to the right and silently count to 60 or until you sigh or yawn. And remember to breathe. Do not hold your breath. And if you yawn, I want you to yawn. Like really exhale, like, oh, I want to hear those yawns. And again, if you do not yawn or sigh, that's okay. You will eventually. Hi, Lorraine. We're doing the Rosenberg eye exercise. So hands clasped behind, eyes off to the right. Count to 60 or until you yawn or sigh. Once you yawn or sigh, you just come back to center. And you can share if you yawned or if you sighed or if you didn't, or you don't have to share at all. Totally up to you. And then we do it again. And now we're going to look off to the left. So don't move your head, just your eyes. Move your eyes to the left and a bit up. So kind of, you're kind of looking to the left and up. And silently count to 60. Remember to breathe. I used to hold my breath in the beginning. Sometimes I find then I yawn again and again because you're getting into that parasympathetic. So as I said, it's good to do in the morning, maybe when you first wake up or when you first go outside for sunrise, you can do it outside. Or maybe you go out for UVA rise. And as I said, you could do it lying down, you could do it sitting up. So that's an eye exercise that I encourage all of you to do daily. So let's do another eye exercise. And again, this is a vagus nerve exercise. No, let's do a breath pattern first, and then we'll come back to. Okay, so let's do which one have we done? We did HeartMath breath work last time. So let's do physiological sigh. Let's do that one. So the physiological sigh is if anybody is dealing with anxiety, it's a good breath exercise to do. And the physiological sigh is you breathe in and then you take in a top up breath and then you exhale through your mouth. I'll show you again. You breathe in a normal breath, top up, and then out through your mouth. So let's just do a normal breath together, in and out. So we breathe in, top up, and out. And really blow that out. Breathe in, top up, out. Breathe in, top up, out. Breathe in, out. We'll do one more. Breathe in, top up, breathe out. And after you do these exercises, I want you just to come into the body. What do you feel? Did it energize you? Did it calm you? Did you experience a little bit more anxiety? Because sometimes that can happen. We're not trying to change anything here. We're just becoming aware. Because the more awareness we can bring to our body, and the more we can be okay with what is going on in the body. That can be difficult when we don't sleep, when we have chronic illness, when we have chronic pain. But what makes it worse is when we're always, oh, here comes that anxiety, or oh, here comes the pain, or because that puts us into sympathetic. So if we can just become aware and okay, not trying to change anything, because the brain is always looking for danger, calibrating, looking. So the more we can become okay with whatever is going on, I mean, not if you've just cut your finger off. No, of course not. But chronic illness, chronic pain, not sleeping, the mind then becomes almost more neutral. It doesn't have to find a solution because you've become okay with it. And this is difficult, I know. But even if you can practice being okay for 2 minutes, for 1 minute, that is going to help. Okay. So let's do the near far gaze. So do it this way so you can see me. So what we want to do is we want to put our thumb right in front of our eyes. Okay. And we're going to stare at our thumb for the count of 3. And then we're going to take our gaze off our thumb and we're going to look right past our thumb. So for 3 seconds, you're going to concentrate on your thumb right in front of you. And then for the count of 6, you're going to stare past your thumb. And again, I like to do this in nature. And so I would stare at my thumb. I would count to 3. So you're literally narrowing in on your thumb. And then you're looking past your thumb. So you probably will see 2 thumbs. You're looking past, far away into the distance to a count of 6. And then you go back to your thumb for the count of 3. And then past for the count of 6. Back to the thumb for 3. Past the thumb for 6. And people say to me when they work with me, I don't know why I'm doing these exercises. They're not really doing anything, but they are. You may not see clear signs right away. And depending how dysregulated you are and you have been, I mean, I was doing these for like 3 years before I saw real change. I get little hints here and there. But, when you don't sleep for 35 years and you get really, really ill, other people will say, wow, like I see changes, Shirley, and they've done them for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Everybody's different. Everybody's different. Okay, so let's do HeartMath. I love doing HeartMath. So HeartMath Institute, if you're not familiar with HeartMath Institute, they have devices called Inner Balance. They have different devices. You clip them on your ear and you watch a screen that usually has a mandala that helps you to breathe in a certain count. And when you do HeartMath breath, you want to bring in an image, a person, something that you love when you do this breath, something that you're grateful for. If you can't think of anything that you're grateful for, maybe you can be grateful for the roof over your head, a neighbor, the trees that you can look out your window. But hopefully you have maybe a grandparent that you used to love, or, they don't have to be living, or a dog that you once had, or I don't know, something that just brings you joy when you think about it or puts a smile. And if nothing comes to mind, I just want you to have a very gentle smile on your face. Because when we smile, it tells your nervous system you are safe. Because we would not smile if we were in danger, if we were running from a tiger, So simply bringing a smile to your face throughout the day when you do breath work can be so transformative. Now, HeartMath breath is usually 4 in, 4 out, but you can choose whatever breath pattern works for you. I personally like 5 in, 5 out. I will show you how to do it, and then we're going to take like 2 minutes, and you guys can just do it on your own. I like to put hand on heart and hand on belly, just so that I know where I'm breathing. We don't want to change our breath. If you're breathing up here, that's okay. You don't need to change it. If you're diaphragmatic breathing, that's okay. If belly breathing, that's okay. This is not about changing. This is about coming into the body, concentrating on the breath, because we can always come to our breath. It's one thing that is constant. Otherwise, we're dead. And if we can start to practice 4 in, 4 out, or 5 in, 5 out. I tend to close my eyes just so that I can come within. If that bothers you, don't close your eyes. Look at, I don't know, look at something on the wall if you prefer that. And as you're breathing in, I want you to just bring that thought, person, image into your mind. And just smile as you breathe. So let's just begin. Either 4 in, and you always want to breathe in through your nose unless it's totally, totally stuffed. There is so much research now that mouth breathers get very ill. So you either breathe in through your nose and out through your nose, or in through your nose and out through your mouth, whichever you prefer, but always breathe in through your nose. Okay, so breathe in, count to 4 or 5, and breathe out. And you can make a sound as you breathe out if you want to. Bring up that beautiful image of person, thing. Maybe it's something you want to do that just, I don't know, makes you feel yummy, makes you feel grateful, makes you have hope. And if nothing comes, just bring a smile to your face. I'm so grateful that you're here today. So that's my gratitude. I'm so grateful for you to take your time out of this Sunday to be with me. So we're doing HeartMath breath work. Hand on chest, other hand on belly. Breathing in for the count of 4. Out for the count of 4. Gentle smile on your face. Think of something you're grateful for, something that brings a smile to your face. And if thoughts come into your head, just go back to the breath. Count in for 4, out for 4. Bring that image up in your mind. And why I like the inner wave balance, the inner balance from HeartMath machine, is it really trains you and it tells you when you're in coherence so that you get the feeling, I'm in coherence. Oh, I'm not in coherence. So if anybody ever wants more information on that machine, send me a message. I can send you a link for a discount. Okay, so let's just end off with some gentle havening, which is hands on shoulders, bringing them down to the elbows, and you can bring them all the way out if you want, or you can literally just shoulders to elbows. This is called havening. It's a somatic exercise. It's a way to soothe the body. Again, I used to do this on the side of my bed when I couldn't sleep, when my heart was going a mile a minute, and I was thinking, oh, I'm having a heart attack. Be like, no, you're not. It's just cortisol. It's just adrenaline. Literally, sometimes I would rock, but I would just I'd have both feet on the ground, and I'd orient at the same time. Like I'd really feel the mattress underneath me while I was doing this. I feel my feet on the ground. Okay, my feet are on the ground. My bum is on the mattress. My hands are here. Because of course I was in pitch black, right? So it's not like I had lights on that I could, look around and orient that way. And you can haven over your face if that feels better. Whatever feels best to you. Maybe you don't like havening. Maybe you think, oh, I don't like this at all. That's okay. Then don't do it. And when I work one-on-one with people, we find exercises and breath patterns that work for you. I mean, these are just samples. These are not all of them by far. There's so many different ones. Some people prefer, to tap. I don't, that doesn't do anything. Like to me, that gets me more rev, but some people really like to just, okay, I'm here. I'm here. I prefer to sort of, haven. Look around, take in the beauty around you. I have a hummingbird. He's flitting at the feeder. And when we orient, it gives our brain something to do so that it's not off thinking, oh, what's going to happen tonight? What's going to happen next? Oh, you know, hummingbird. Oh, trees, clouds. No, orient to where you are. Well, those are a few different exercises. I hope they've been helpful. If anybody has a quick question, I think we have about 5 minutes left. I can certainly stop the recording. I'll stop the recording.